Originally, our Moodle site that we use had the guided lecture notes that we created for the course, those were new, the blank homework packets, and sample tests that we would hand out, and keys to the sample test. So originally that was the scope. Put those 4 things on a Moodle site, it's all there, it's all redundant. Then as we started recording the video lectures, we would post those as well. But I get frustrated in review days because I feel like we're not using our time the best we could. There are a few students who have probably worked the sample test, every problem out, have earmarked, checked the solution, saw which ones were wrong, have some great questions, and that's wonderful. There are other kids who haven't done any of that, and they just sit back and listen and hope that someone says the question they might have didn't answer or don't know how to do. And so we thought, well, why don't we record us doing the sample test and put that online as well? Because just the pace of class for some students, they're not going to get around to the sample test until the night before. Right? It's like a cylinder on its side. And so those, then if we go back and look at Moodle and see which resources are getting used the most, that was off the charts. It's technically the only thing that's not redundant, since the video is simply a video of one of the 3 periods during the day that I taught that class. But the sample test videos have become, and I think, the most beneficial as well in terms of real-time feedback, in terms of they're sitting with the test and I'm explaining how to do the problem. Sample test key, sample test explain video, pages 1 and 2, one video, page 3 on the other video. All uploaded now. Once you get past the initial, gosh, I have no idea what I'm doing, you find out that, well, I know how to turn a camera on. The software is going to capture a video image as well as anything that's happening on the computer. And since we use the smartboard in class, I thought, okay, let me try this. So I'll take my laptop. I have a lectern that's about 4 feet high. I'll set my laptop on there. I start ScreenFlow. I hit record. I'll start. I'll do the lecture. And I really don't think anything about it being there. I don't alter what I'm doing. It makes the videos a little longer. If I were to record that offline, I could probably condense it, and I know some teachers do. The questions that students ask come through in the video. My answers come through. I save it and I export it into the format that goes easier onto Moodle, that's smaller. That takes about 20 minutes. I'll go to lunch, come back, I upload it to Moodle. Takes 15 seconds to upload, and we're done. So 2 or 3 minutes of editing maybe, and then a 15 to 20 minute export that I don't have to be here for, and then a 1 minute upload. So it's 10 minutes maybe a day for a class of extra time for me to provide that resource. Right now you need to show the setup, and if you show it correct and use the shell method, that's okay.
So like this weekend I'll be out of town and miss a day of school, no problem. I've got the lecture on the internet, can watch that, and it's like going to class. And then if I have any questions, I can come and talk to Mr. Olexio the next day. And then if I'm preparing for a test or something like that, I can always go back and watch a lecture that I might have some questions about, or he'll even do the test, a sample test out on Moodle, and post that so I can run through what the test might look like, and if I have any questions on that, it's on there.
What I started noticing over time is when tests come around and kids are doing a sample test and they're not sure how to do a topic, when I look, I'll see viewed sample test key, page 4, then viewed lecture L2, which was a problem that was on that part of the sample test. And so students are using it as watching it a second time. Primary usage, you miss class, go get the lecture so you can do the homework. The secondary one is a re-look at the topic prior to a test, and that's for the video lectures. And then of course the sample test videos are prep for the test the day or two or the night before the actual test. Being able to use those videos to prep a long-term sub like we did last year, or even a short-term sub. I'll use a video to have a short-term sub be able to allow the video to go on. If I miss class, we don't get behind a day. But it's really helped some collaboration amongst us. But to have a teacher who hasn't maybe taught Advanced Algebra 2 or honored AP Calculus for a while, and is, because of staffing requirements, is asked to do that, that's a daunting thing with all of the things that are going on as a teacher or a coach or whatever. Sometimes it's a little awkward to have to go to a colleague maybe and say, I don't remember how to do this. And if you can watch a video and discreetly kind of look and say, wow, yeah, I should have remembered that, I get that now. It's nice to be able to do that, and you can do it whenever you need to. If I take that area and revolve it around the x-axis, I think another part of this that really helps student learning, and I mention this a lot in class, is this is more like the model they're going to see in college in terms of Moodle, being responsible for your own learning, going to the web to get resources, to check on things, to find out office hours, to watch maybe some online video, to prep for a lecture that occurs once a week. The student autonomy, the independent, taking charge of your learning with juniors and seniors getting ready to go to college. It's preparing them for a model of learning that I think is more like what they'll see in college.